On Kenyan President Uhuru Kenyatta has sent Sports Cabinet Secretary Hassan Wario and Amina Mohamed of Foreign Affairs to Canada to iron out contentious issues threatening to derail Kenya's participation in the Olympics. Now, reports from IAAF indicate that Kenya will not be banned but will remain in the watch list of Wada over non-compliance. KTN Sports Editor Hassan Jumaa reports.
About 3 weeks after President Uhuru Kenyatta appended his signature to the new doping law that was expected to usher in a new dawn in the fight against doping, it's back to the drawing board after the World Anti-Doping Agency, Wada, through its president Craig Rede, trashed the pieces of legislation that were passed by Parliament, terming them inconsistent with what was agreed by Wada.
We had agreement with Kenya and the authorities on the legislation that we wished them to put through Parliament. And during the parliamentary process, there were changes, and some of those changes mean that the current state of the law is not compliant with the code.
Amendments took place which started to make the law that was passed in Parliament not in line with the other rules and creating inconsistency between the various texts.
And with the Rio Games fast approaching, the government has embarked on shuttle diplomacy to appease the Wada bosses. Foreign Affairs Cabinet Secretary Amina Mohamed and her sports counterpart Hassan Wario have the daunting task of making sure Kenya's international athletics image remains intact.
The government has sought an urgent meeting with Wada to review the few remaining areas of concern and secure a review of its decision. 2, the government will work with Wada to protect honest, clean athletes and the integrity of our sports.
Deputy President William Ruto weighed in on the matter as he assured the country that Kenya will participate in the Olympics despite the current impasse.
You cannot have Olympics without the participation of the Kenyan athletes. You cannot have the World Championships without the participation of the Kenyan athletes, because it will not be the same. It will be a pale shadow of what Olympics is supposed to be, because it is Kenyans who make the Olympics what it is.
Despite the non-compliance tag hanging on Kenya, reports from the IAAF indicate that the Federation is not planning to ban the country but will put it on its watch list, an assertion that was shared by the Wada bosses in Montreal.
It is not a proper policy for a world agency to have one of its major countries non-compliant. We hope that they become compliant as quickly as possible so that their athletes will take part in the proper spirit in the Olympic Games.
Kenya, together with Ethiopia and Russia, have been track and field giants for years. But doping allegations now threaten the gains made. Kenya first participated at the Olympic Games in 1956 and has sent athletes to compete in every Olympic Games since, except for the boycotted 1976 and 1980 Games, and missing out on the Rio Games would have serious repercussions in the sporting world. Hassan Jumaa, KTN News.